and welcome. I'm Liam Maitland, your MC for this awesome night, the Institute on Aging's Heart of the Bay virtual gala. I know we're not together in person, but we are united. I'm giving each and every one of you a big hug of love for just being with us on this night. I'm feeling the love in the air. Thank you for bringing your big, generous hearts to this occasion. Together, celebrating the incredible work done by the Institute on Aging, really helping those as they age, those in our community as they age, get older, and they need love and support, and the coming together of a community. And that's what we are doing here tonight. And by the way, well-known fact, we're all aging, and we're all getting there. So this is such an incredible night, a wonderful organization, and a wonderful community. And so thank you so much for giving me this task for the next hour, an incredible hour of fun and fundraising ahead. And, you know, tonight we're going to hear some impactful stories that will going to move you, inspire you, and fill you with pride, and just remind you about the incredible work the Institute on Aging does in our community, right here in our backyard. And so I mentioned we're not actually together physically, but we are together. I want to make sure that nobody on this night feels alone. And with that in mind and that spirit of togetherness and community, I just want to mention that across California, more than 350 households are joining us tonight for this occasion. And everyone in the Heart of the Bay box that many of you will have received today, you will have received a lovely candle. So I'm going to ask you all to light your candle right now and pop it somewhere close. Keep this burning bright tonight as we proceed with this virtual gala. So that's a lovely thing. And what about that gorgeous box of goodies? It was like the holidays today. It was like my birthday, and I'm sure you felt the same thing too. Incredible food, lots of little treats, a little wine glass. So if you're having a drink, wonderful. If you're not a drinker but you've got a mocktail, wonderful. And get close, and let's get through this fun hour together. I do hope you will be inspired to give, because fundraising is a big part of this very, very special night. So, friends, I always also want to mention that love is in the air. You know, Valentine's is just around the corner. And so in your box that many of you will have received today, you will notice these glorious little Valentine's cards. And I've already written mine. So someone's going to be my Valentine. So write that to someone, put it in the mailbox to the Institute on Aging address that's in your box there, and someone is going to receive a card or two from you. They'll be feeling your love. So do that after the show tonight if you can. It'll make a difference for sure. Lots of special guests coming here tonight. A lot of very special guests. But also we're going to learn about the incredible volunteers who are the backbone in so many ways of the Institute on Aging. We're also going to hear about the volunteer work for things like the Friendship Line. We're going to hear a lot about that connection, that human connection, just a phone line. Someone can pick up the phone and know there's going to be someone on the other end to connect with. We'll hear about all that important work. We'll also hear about the innovations around a new dementia strategy, supporting families and the mammoth task that they have to undertake at a challenging time in a family's life, dealing with a loved one with dementia. Also, something new this past year for Institute on Aging, delivering meals to those in need, to our seniors. You've probably seen the Institute on Aging vans hopping all over, and we have drivers who are taking meals directly to our seniors, to those in need. And again, that human connection, all important, and for many, that driver's perhaps the only person they see in a day. So Institute on Aging, we call this Heart of the Bay, and think about the heart in this organization, the people they reach, and it's all happening, so much of it because of you, because you're part of this community, because of you and your support and your generosity. So we're thanking you in advance for your big, generous hearts. I've got to say that. So also tonight, we're going to learn from another friend of the Institute on Aging, near and dear, Dr. Patrick Arbor. We're going to hear from him, who's going to help us live a more healthy life, mentally healthy life. He's got some good tips for us coming up, so we're going to want to listen out for that. We also We'll have some VIP guests popping in, and we have some entertainment. No gala would be complete without entertainment. Ensemble SF, near and dear to Institute on Aging, they will be performing for us a little bit later. It will be a right royal musical treat. You are going to love it. I know that you will. So, friends, I know that a lot of us are having a challenging time. Everyone everywhere is. And making donations and making pledges is a challenge for some. I know this past year, I haven't been going to concerts, I haven't been dining out, I haven't taken a vacation, so I have a couple of bucks I've put aside. So if you have something to spare, consider a gift tonight to Institute on Aging. And there are various ways that you can give. On your screen right there, just up there on the right-hand side, there is a donate button. Click on the donate button and follow the steps, make your donation. And maybe you're gathered around a computer with some family members, some of you, but you want to grab your smartphone instead? Well, you can text your pledge as well. And here's what you do. You text HOTB for Heart of the Bay. Text HOTB to this number, 41444. That's 41444, and text HOTB. Follow the instructions and make your pledge there. And as I always say, there is only one way to give, and that is to give from the heart. Give what feels good, and think about the impact you'll be having as you make your donation, as you give a gift tonight. You know, our volunteers, they give that precious commodity, that gift of time, which is so appreciated. We'll hear from those shortly, but also if you can spare a donation at whatever level feels good, it will be well received, warmly received, and appreciated. So, friends, talking of community, I also have to just give you all a shout out. We had our little photo booth, and many of you have jumped in the photo booth. We have a couple of images from it. We're going to show a couple of those right there on the screen. There we are. There's Valentine's love right there. Hey guys, oh, the pooch got in the photo booth. Thank you for sharing your photos in our photo booth. We have more of those to come. Hello, ladies. Raising a glass to you as well. And we'll be showing some more of those throughout the evening. So thank you for our Heart of the Bay photo booth photographs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of VIPs. Very shortly, we'll hear from two people near and dear, longtime supporter, Senator Dianne Feinstein, and the boss, the CEO. I've just met him recently virtually. Already love the guy. You know him, you love him. Tom Briody. We'll be hearing from Tom in just a bit. So, Tom, Dianne to come. But first, a little video and a reminder about why we're all here tonight.
As children, we're born with our whole lives in front of us, each of us with different talents, different dreams, and different ambitions. And no matter where we go or where we end up, there's one thing we share in common. We all age. For some of us, growing older is a gift, a time to experience new things. But for others, it can mean hardships, a life impacted by physical changes or the loss of independence. But no matter what's in store, there's one place where you know you will be treated with dignity and kindness: the Institute on Aging. Since our founding at Mount Zion Hospital, our mission has held resolute to enhance the quality of life for older adults and adults living with disabilities, enabling them to maintain their health, well-being, independence, and participation in the community. Innovation has always been a hallmark of who we are as an organization. And today, our groundbreaking community-based programs enable clients all over California to live more fulfilling and engaging life at home. Our priority impact areas that include social isolation and loneliness, caregiving, dementia, and alternatives to institutionalization allow us to help redefine what aging means. Home, for an older adult, is not just a location. It's a place that houses memories and stands as a point of pride, which is why allowing people to age gracefully at home is so very important. Our caregiving programs help achieve that. Thanks to our teams of diverse and vetted care providers, we're able to bring those we serve reliable, personalized, high-quality care so they can continue to live their life with independence and dignity. Allowing seniors to age in the place they call home isn't just better for their emotional health. Thanks to a recent study by UCSF, we now have evidence that small amounts of home care support decrease the number of falls and emergency department visits, and people are taking notice. For seniors lacking social connections or external support, our programs provide much needed enrichment and forge a meaningful connection so those who live alone never have to feel alone. With over 45 years of experience, we have learned that our connections to others is what binds us to life. Did you know that every 60 seconds a senior in America is diagnosed with dementia? We believe that dementia is one of the defining health conditions of our time. At the Institute on Aging, we're taking action. We have created enriching programs and supportive dementia care, which provide relief for those who are suffering and those who work tirelessly to provide them care. Aging is part of life. And with your financial support, you can help us continue our transformative work in building better ways to age at home, because we all age. So let's all resolve to age well.
Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to this year's Institute on Aging fundraiser. This is a very special group of people, and I'm just delighted to say thank you so much for helping. I hope next year I can be there with you. This year, we're on the floor of the Senate with a lot of difficult measures, but I want to thank you for your support as well. So have a great evening, and thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to the Heart of the Bay. I'm Tom Briotti, and I have the privilege of being the CEO of IOA, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. Tonight we continue a 37-year tradition that has been Dinner a la Heart, where we used to gather in restaurants throughout San Francisco. We're now gathering at home. And so we've changed the name to Heart of the Bay to reflect the new virtual reality. Oh, what a year it has been. Everything has been upended. Everything that we knew was normal and expected, it's all gone. And life at IOA is no different than your upending in your lives. The word pivot is, I think, overused a little bit, but I think it adequately describes what's happened at IOA over this last year. The needs of our clients haven't changed. What's changed dramatically is how we meet those needs. Where in the old world, we used to have hundreds of older adults and those with disabilities come to our day centers each and every day for social engagement, health care, and their midday meal. So all those individuals now are staying at home. And we are now delivering food and resources to them. Where our vans used to transport people, they're now transporting food and medications. Our care management staff, the social workers and nurses who support thousands of individuals each and every day throughout California, who used to do that on a face-to-face basis, are all doing that virtually now with telehealth. We have found new ways to meet the needs of those individuals. Early in the pandemic, the city and county of San Francisco reached out to IOA and said, we need your help. We need to transition people out of Laguna Honda Hospital and out of San Francisco General into the hotels that they had just secured in order to make bed space for the expected COVID patients that would be coming to them. The state of California Department of Aging Services reached out to us in May and said, we now have millions of older adults who are stuck at home, sheltering in place, who are experiencing loneliness and depression. And we need you, IOA, to step up. We know that you have Friendship Line. We need you to grow that significantly to meet the needs. And we've done that. We have over 250 home care workers out in the community supporting older adults each and every day. And the challenge in the pandemic was, how do we keep them safe? Now, clearly, getting personal protective equipment was essential. Getting it was one challenge, and then the second big challenge is how did we distribute it to 250 people spread over 7 different counties? We did figure it out, but it was very challenging. The bottom line is our work has never stopped. It actually has increased significantly the needs of the people who look to us. And when I think back to the founding of Ioway back at Mount Zion Hospital many, many years ago, we were created to solve a problem. There was a need identified that older adults were going to hospitals and nursing homes when they didn't need to be. And so we were created to find innovative solutions to solve very complex challenges. Well, COVID has been just our latest challenge. One more thing that we had to overcome. And Ioway was able to step up once again and be part of the solution. And I'm so very grateful for the 700 plus Ioway staff members who make that possible for our clients each and every day in very challenging times. And I'd like to thank you, our donors. You have contributed to us that have made our work possible. In the spring of last year, I was totally overwhelmed with the generosity of our community. Unsolicited donations came in to help us pay for the added burden, the costs of COVID. You have never let us down. And once again, I want to thank you for being here tonight to help us again to raise money to continue the innovative work that we're called to do. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine, Earl Barron. Earl has been a volunteer on Friendship Line for several years now, and Earl is going to share with us his story of being a volunteer. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate the introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Earl Barron, and I'm a volunteer on the Friendship Line. And I've been doing it for a couple years now, and I volunteer every Wednesday. I can honestly say it is the highlight of my week. There's not much you can do in a volunteer capacity where you get to feel like you make such a connection with individuals and make a difference in their lives. And I honestly think that the Friendship Line does that. The Friendship Line is really a warm line that's meant to help individuals who may be suffering from isolation and loneliness, or they just may need somebody to talk to. And with that said, as you can imagine with COVID and individuals not being able to leave their homes or see their families, what the Friendship Line is providing is more important than ever. I've had some amazing conversations on the Friendship Line, and I can honestly say they vary in, seriousness to what they have. Individuals, sometimes they just want a good laugh and they appreciate when somebody can help them laugh. I can say I've had conversations with people who talk about what they saw on Dr. Oz that day. I've had numerous conversations with individuals where we may not see eye to eye. I can remember a gentleman who was in his 80s who'd called in, and he also knew just about every slang word and every ethnic slur that you can think of, some that I'd never even heard of. And in a 10-minute conversation, it wasn't about having an argument. It wasn't about debating ideas. It's just like he just needed somebody to talk to. And while I might not have agreed with his views, I did feel it was important that he had somebody that he could speak to because he did not have anybody else that he could. Another situation I had was with a woman who started talking to me, and she called in, and basically she wanted to speak to a woman, and she couldn't get a hold of a lady that day because of the way that we were staffed. And when she came to me, she said I was the third person she tried to get a hold of. She had tried to reach a woman, and she came to me, and I told her, I said, unfortunately, there's not a lot of women working tonight. And I said, so I'm a gay male. I'm probably as close as you're going to get at this very minute. And she said, well, I'm having some issues with my son. Turns out her son was about the same age as I am. And I said, I'm happy to listen. And, we had a very nice conversation at the end. She was very appreciative. And she said that I was even better to speak to than a lady. And she really appreciated having my point of view on it as well. And then finally, the ones that always, it amazes me. And it's because it gives such a light. It gives such a, when people who are in their 70s and 80s, and they're talking about dating. And it's like, it can be really inspirational. They want to have that connection with people and they want to go out on dates. And it's amazing. It's like when you hear somebody who's in their 70s who are having the same experiences dating as somebody who's in their 20s or 30s. It's like, you think it would get easier, but it really doesn't. Um, so those are just some of the stories that I have. And like I said, it's just such an amazing organization to be part of. I really feel great when I'm there. It's like I'm making a connection with people. I'm giving them a voice. I'm giving them somebody they can turn to. Um, so what I would say is, thank you for your support of ILA. We are now able to support people throughout the state of California. There are plenty of people who need that friendship and they need that support. So anything that you're able to do to contribute to assisting with us, that would be great. Thank you very much.
And Earl, thank you for your listening ear. And just that act of listening, being there on the end of the phone, what a massive impact that can have on an individual, as Earl just told us. And to quote the Friendship Line founder, Dr. Patrick, who said that our connection to others, it is what binds us to life. Our connection to others is what binds us to life. And that's the exact thing that the Friendship Line does, that connection to life, to someone who's a listening, willing ear. It makes a huge difference. So thank you to Earl and all our volunteers on the Friendship Line. And with that in mind, not just Earl, there are some 100 volunteers who are there at the other end of the line for our seniors and those who need that connection. The operating costs, though, it's not cheap to run the Friendship Line. But across California, as Earl mentioned, people are able to pick up the phone and have that connection. The running cost, $2.2 million. It's a whopping amount of money. But your giving, your generosity, and your support has helped make this happen, and indeed has helped the Friendship Line expand this past year. But there is more to be done, because we'd like to reach more people. We'd like to have more volunteers to be on the phone, extend the hours. Your generosity, your giving can make that happen. Again, you can just hit the old donate button, the corner of the screen, the right hand corner there, or you can grab your smartphone, your PDA, and text HOTB to 41444. That's HOTB for Heart of the Bay to 41444. So please consider a donation. And just let me tell you where your giving will go. This is rather staggering. When I first read this, the Friendship Line deals with, every month, 25,000 calls. That's an incredible number. The need is great. And with your support, we're meeting the need. So the plan is to grow the Friendship Line, and with your pledges in, we can do that. So please consider a donation right now. Grab your phone, nudge the person next to you, say, come on, this is your moment. And just know every single donation matters, every dollar counts. And we thank you so very, very much for your giving and for your generosity. So just please keep the pledges going. And if you just want to know some of the hard costs, to run the Friendship Line for 1 hour, that's $250. So imagine your gift, the impact it will have, a gift of $250, and that will man the Friendship Line for 1 hour. A gift of $1,000, consider that, a gift of $1,000 will cover the cost to train 5 volunteers. That's 5 more Earls who will man the Friendship Line, a gift of $1,000. So, I know it's a challenging time. I know we've all saved a little bit of money because we haven't been spending as much. So think about a donation right here, right now. And then here's another number I want to throw out there. To man the entire Friendship Line for a day, that would be at a cost of $5,700. So imagine that, a gift at $5,700, that gift will go a long way and will be warmly received. So give whatever you can. And I always love to say, be audacious in your giving, be outrageous in your giving. And with that in mind, I'm going to throw out a big number. Here's what it costs for the Friendship Line to take on 2,500 calls. A gift of $20,000 would make that happen. That's $20,000 2,500 calls. That's 2,500 individuals who are connecting to another on the end of a phone line. That human connection, that willing, listening ear to be there at a challenging time. It could be the call that could save a life, really. And without being too dramatic, that's exactly what that friendship line is, you know? So many feeling isolated, but they have that line. Pick up the phone, and there's someone there to listen. And that's just part of the great work Institute on Aging is doing, and you're making it happen because of your giving and your generosity. So I'm going to ask you to be outrageous. Keep those pledges coming. Again, let me just tell you, you can text HOTB to 41444. That's HOTB to 41444. And my, okay, if my phone goes off, don't worry, it's not my other half or my mother. It means that we've got a big pledge. And I told the team, only text me if I've got something big to mention. So if you forgive me, I've got to put my glasses on here, but this is very exciting. You know, guys in the control room, I said I'd have a drum roll later, but I think we need the drum roll now, if at all possible, because this is a whopping gift. I'm so excited. Can we get a drum roll here? Here we go, everybody. Stand by. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Susan Corrett. A gift of $20,000, $20,000, and that is going to help us manage 25,000 calls on the friendship line. Sorry, 2,500. Let me get that right. 2,500 with that gift, one gift from Susan Corrett. Thank you so very much for your big giving heart. Wow. We love it when we, so my phone buzzes again. That's good news. So, by the way, pardon me, I just have to say thank you for that. Sorry. There we go. All important. So if my phone goes again, you know it's really good news. Friends, whatever you can give. If you can give $10, thank you. If you can give another $20,000, thank you. Every pledge matters. Every gift counts. Whatever you can give, please consider a donation. It will be warmly, warmly received. And again, Susan Corrett, thank you for your big heart. Thank you for showing up for Institute on Aging. And those 2,500 extra calls will now be met thanks to your giving and your generosity. So thank you on behalf of the entire Institute on Aging team. So friends, we're going to move on with more of the program, but there are lots of opportunities to donate throughout the night. So please consider at any time you want to pick up your phone, make that pledge, hit the screen, pick up the phone and text to 41444, and of course HOTB to 41444. But next, friends, I have another special guest. We're going to hear from Lynn Britton, who has a very deep personal story to share in just a moment. But first, we're going to hear from IOA's board chair. You know him, you love him. If you don't, you will when you meet him. Here he is, Andy Fisher.
Good evening. I'm Andy Fisher, and it is my great honor and privilege to be talking to you tonight and to be the chair of the board of the Institute on Aging. I joined the board in 2017 without any direct experience with IOA because I was intrigued by the organization, really impressed with the strategic vision, and I believed that I could use my financial skills to help the Institute achieve its mission. It has been an incredibly rewarding experience, and I am so inspired by our mission, the passion and skill of our team, and how we enhance the lives of our clients. For me personally, it has been a fantastic journey of personal growth and a joy to be a part of. I am energized by the extraordinary growth of IOA. Not many organizations like ours have shown the growth in size and clients served that IOA has enjoyed over the past 5 years. It is a tribute to IOA's capabilities and vision. Some of the bigger initiatives that you will hear about tonight are our highly successful community living programs that have the chance to be replicated all over California and beyond. Institute Aging at its absolute finest, rethinking how to help dementia patients and their families with the launch of Compania. And the Friendship Line, which was already an amazing program that has been taken to a whole new level in the pandemic. I personally have experienced firsthand during the pandemic how critical help is for social isolation. My 96-year-old mother has been in lockdown for over 9 months, and my biggest accomplishment during the pandemic was to get her up and running on Zoom, which is the only way that she has been somewhat able to deal with the isolation. This experience really brought home to me what the Friendship Line does and how IOA can have such a big impact. My wife Karen and I are all in on supporting the Institute on Aging and our team. And we hope that as you hear more about us tonight, you will consider joining us in that journey. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Brinton. I'm a former board member, longtime donor, and along with my husband Dan, my daughter Willa, and legions of her 12-year-old friends, enthusiastic supporters of cable car caroling. I'd also like you to meet my mom, Barbara Brinton. Today would have been her 80th birthday. She is a big reason why we support IOA, and she'd be proud to know she was the inspiration for our most recent grant for Campania. Mom's dementia diagnosis knocked her and my family off our feet. At 74, she was hiking miles every day, managing her catering business, traveling across country to be with family and friends, an active member of her community. Despite that initial shock and throwing every available resource we had at it, we faced wave after wave of shock in the following 4 years before she died. Shock at the speed with which the illness took hold of her behavior and emotional well-being. Shock at how quickly her hard-earned savings evaporated in the face of $25,000 a month care cost. Shock at the legal maneuvers required to help manage her care. Shock at the need for and limited availability of psychological interventions to provide her some measure of peace. Gripped by sadness and grief, we felt like we were fighting for her life, fighting for a quality of life that was declining precipitously on a landscape for which we had little to no understanding. Moreover, there was little to connect the pieces of Mom's fractured life. One day we would be speaking to a gerontologist, another day a neuropsychiatrist, then a lawyer, a banker, and perhaps an admissions counselor at a dementia care facility. I was grateful to have the time to help my sister navigate all of this. I wondered constantly what families would do with less time and perhaps fewer resources. My hope is that individuals and families facing dementia have a companion to help them with this life-altering diagnosis. Not only services that are coordinated, but the emotional support that lets them know they're not traveling this difficult path alone. IOA is making that vision a reality with Campania. Campania will provide 24-hour guidance, emotional and mental support, coordinated services, and clinical supervision. Dan and I are proud to be foundational funders of this program because we know firsthand the impact it can have. I'm also happy to say that I know through my board work and other support of IOA that the organization has the leadership, commitment, entrepreneurial spirit to succeed. No one should face a dementia diagnosis alone. Please support Campania and help us make this happen.
Our thanks to Lynn for sharing a most personal story. Lynn, thank you so very, very much. And thank you for launching this new initiative and campaign, Campania. And all too many of us have been touched in some way by dementia, a family member. I know it's come close to my family recently. It is tough. It is challenging. And for so many, where do you go? What do you do? Well, joyfully, we're lucky. Through Institute on Aging, there is support. There is help through this program, Campania. How lucky are we to have that support right here? Campania and IOA, they are part of the solution, providing care coaches, dementia experts, giving families support, through seminars and having people help the families, support them through these really tough, challenging times. It's a most wonderful thing. So Lynn and Dan, we thank you, and I hope our friends watching will consider making a donation right here, right now, in this moment, and support the companion efforts, help make a difference for our families in our community who are dealing with a loved one with dementia. For so many, it just suddenly shows up, and it is a challenge and it is tough, but there is help and there is support. So consider a donation, consider helping at this critical juncture. Let me just tell you where your giving will go. $3,000, for example, will cover the costs of the care coach for one family for an entire year. So all of a sudden, you know how to navigate those waters. That care coach is there helping a family for an entire year. Your gift of $3,000 will make that happen. Think about that. And we have some gifts already coming in. I'm going to shout out some names. Jump in at any point with a gift. We appreciate it. We really, really do. But I want to mention this. A gift of $1,000 will pay for the clinical oversight for 5 families for a year. 5 families will be impacted with your gift of $1,000. So think about texting a pledge right now. All you have to do, grab your phone, text HOTB to 41444. That's HOTB to 41444. Or click the donate button in the top right-hand corner of your screen. So I've got to give a few shout-outs because they are now coming in thick and fast. Thank you so much. Judy Chan, $500. Thank you. Tracy and Tito Bianchi, $200. Thank you. Tom Briotti, thank you, my friend. $1,000. Tom, your $1,000 will pay for that clinical oversight for 5 families. Thank you so very, very much. And my phone just buzzed. That means I've got a big gift here. And thank you to Sissy Swig with a gift of $2,500. Sissy, I'm giving you a big hug of love. And everyone who's made a donation so far, let's keep those donations going. Keep the giving going. Make your donation now. Grab your phone. Text that number, 41444, HOTB, the amount you want to give, and know the ripple effects that you're going to have with every single donation. It's going to touch families in our backyard, families near and dear, right here around us. Your giving will have a massive impact, and for that, we are incredibly generous, incredibly grateful for your generosity. And I want to throw a big number out here because, you know, when a loved one is going through dementia, they still need that human connection. They still need to have that opportunity to connect with others. So a gift of $15,000 will do this. It'll cover the cost for a dementia client to visit the IOA Day Center 3 days a week for an entire year. A gift of $15,000 will do that. An entire year. Visits 3 days a week. So think about the impact your gift could have. And whatever you can give from the heart. Every single donation is appreciated. So Meredith and Mike Mentz, thank you for your $100. Thank you so very, very much, guys. Michael Rugen and Janine Kay, thank you for your $1,000. We thank you for your generosity. You're having a massive impact. You're helping IOA with their incredible work, reaching more of those in need, more of our seniors, and those who, as Tom mentioned earlier, it's all about aging well. And that's what the Institute on Aging is all about, ensuring that people in our community age well, and they are because of you, because of your generosity, because of your giving. So I want to throw out another number. A gift of $4,000 will pay for a dementia client to visit the IOA Day Center 3 days a week for 3 months. Think of that. 3 days a week, 3 months. That's a quarter of the year, a gift of $4,000. So think about making that pledge or donation and think about the massive impact you'll have. More donations coming in. Here we go. I'm going to give you a little shout out. Michelle Draws, thank you for your $250 to Meredith and Mike. Did I mention you? You get another mention. Thank you for your gift of $100. Keep donating. Keep texting those pledges. Keep hitting the donate button. The more we give, we get closer to our goal. We had a lofty goal tonight, but I know I see it creeping closer to the top. up. We're going to keep on giving, and we thank you so very much. Louise Arnone, thank you. $250. We thank you so very, very much. Karen Hirsch, thank you, Karen. A gift of $150. We thank you. So, friends, you know, maybe you're a coffee drinker. Give up your coffee for a month. There's $250 right there. So consider that donation. I'm going to give $250 on behalf of me and my partner Rick. $250. Who'd like to join me and Rick with a gift of $250 right here, right now? Please consider grabbing the phone, making that donation, hitting the donate button. More gifts are coming in. The San Francisco Giants, they're in the house tonight. Yes, they are. A gift from SF Giants at $1,500. Thank you. San Francisco Giants, we thank you so very, very much. And more gifts coming in. Thank you so much to Jamie and Ted Sanford and Story. Thank you for your gift of $500. Wells Whitney, thank you for your gift right there. Wells, thank you very, very, very much. I love all these gifts. They're coming in. I'm going to give you a shout out. Robert Gordon, Cypress Lawn Funeral Home and Memorial Park. Robert, thank you for your gift of $500. We appreciate it. We thank you. Keep the donations coming. Please keep on giving because it feels good to give. Tonight is all about heart. And if you really just think about the effect you're going to have on our community, on those we're serving with your giving tonight. Harry and Marilyn Nebazabi, thank you for your gift of $200. We thank you. David Goldman, David, thank you, my friend, a gift of $100. These gifts are coming in, and we appreciate each and every one. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to keep on giving shout-outs as we can because we love the donations, and we love giving you a little name check. Louise Walter. Louise, thank you, $250. Jenny Pinzon. Jenny, a gift of $50. Thank you, Jenny. As I always mention, give from the heart. Give whatever feels good, whatever you can afford tonight, and just know the effect you're having for Institute on Aging and helping them fulfill their mission to serve more through this dementia program, through all delivering meals at this critical time during this pandemic. The Friendship Line, your giving is going to reach those in need, our elders, our seniors. We're all going to get there one day. Institute on Aging is doing incredible work, and you're making it happen. And for that, we thank you. Steve and Lorraine Harris, thank you, Steve and Lorraine. Thank you for your gift of $250. We thank you so very, very much. So, more giving. Keep it coming. But I want to introduce a couple of special guests. So our next speakers, ladies and gentlemen, from Ensemble SF, we're going to hear from Rebecca Jackson, Picked and Matthew Young. Ensemble San Francisco was founded in 2013, 8 years ago. They have a very, very special relationship with Institute on Aging. In fact, they donated a glorious piano that was played upon. Our seniors, they get to enjoy it. And so we thank Ensemble SF, incredible musicians. They come from the symphony, from the opera, classically trained musicians, and the fact that they are so generous with their time, generous with their talent and their time for Institute on Aging. We thank them so very, very much. And so with that said, friends, we're going to hear from Sandra Simon, our philanthropy chair, and our very own Dr. Patrick Arbor, and he's got some great advice on how to deal with these challenging times. And then we'll hear from our friends from SF Ensemble. Here, take a look.
Hi, I'm Matt Young. I'm a violist in the San Francisco Symphony, and I'm really excited to see the smiling face of my colleague, Rebecca Jackson, on the other end of my computer. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
We've been going to play music for the Institute on Aging since 2014. I can't believe it. And I think Peter McGrath, who was on the board of IOA, is who connected Ensemble SF, our chamber ensemble, to IOA. And the first time we went there, I didn't know what to expect. But as soon as we entered, it was just a very peaceful, caring environment. And to be able to share our music and kind of see some miracles, which I think Rebecca can get into an anecdote or two from that, is such a gift as a performing artist to be able to give back to the community and see it make change in people's lives in real time. It's really special.
As musicians, sometimes our task of delivering beautiful musical performances is daunting. And so when we receive feedback from different groups that we play for, it's such a source of inspiration for us. And I know for one of the most memorable emails that we received from one of the staff at IOA was that after our performance, he came up with tears in his eyes and said that he had not felt so deeply in 20 years. True testament to the power of music.
I remember one time we were playing in the middle of a performance, I think a pop tune that our cello player had arranged. It was a little jazzy, and someone called out from the group very animatedly, "Hey, I know this tune." And I think the previous pieces we had played were more traditional, classical, romantic. So it's really cool when you see a light bulb go off in the audience or amongst ourselves. I know we smile a lot when Rebecca and I play together, but it is magic, like the word Rebecca used. You get to vibrate the air with these wooden boxes under our chin, and it can actually create change in people's mood and mindfulness. It's really special.
Well, Matt, maybe we should end playing a little piece of music for everyone.
I would love to play with you, Rebecca. It's been too many months. What do you want to play?
I don't think this tune needs an introduction.
Hi, my name is Sandra Simon. I'm the chair of the Philanthropy Committee at the Institute on Aging. I would like to say a few words about why I give, but there's a story behind it. In 1983, the Women's Auxiliary of Mount Zion Hospital were trying to come up with a unique fundraising event. They had done concerts, they had done tennis tournaments, but they were looking for something new, and thus was born Dinner a la Heart. My mother, May Shane, was part of this creative group. The first year, I chose to go to the restaurant of her choice with she and her friends. The second year, when they were planning, my mother not so gently nudged me to put together my own group and do my own event. I, of course, said yes, and it became an annual event. After my mother passed away in 1994, her friend, Rowene Iskoff, gave me a call. She said, "Since your mother's passed away, you now need to take her place on the board." Again, a not so gentle nudge. Of course, I said yes. It's been a great experience. I see our clients come to the IOA campus, and I see what our funds provide for them. Pre-COVID, they would come, they would have a hot meal, they would interact with their friends, they would do art projects, they would do some exercise. It was a way to keep them active. I even taught them some yoga using their chairs. My hope is that those of you who are here tonight will find it in your hearts to support the IOA. And please accept this as my gentle nudge. to do so. Thanks again and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you for joining us tonight and letting me be part of the Heart of the Bay program. My name is Patrick Arbor, and I'm the founder of the Friendship Line and our grief-related services at Institute on Aging. While I would rather be meeting with you in person, I'm glad that we are able to meet at least virtually on the screen, as I do with many of my grief clients. During COVID, I found that our clients need our services, including Friendship Line, more than ever. In fact, I believe that we all need a friendship line during these isolating times. I'm here tonight to share with you some tips that could be helpful as we are dealing with these challenging times and how they impact our mental health and well-being. The following suggestions are ones that I share with my clients, but I think they're really relevant for all of us. Number one, reach out. And I know that's very hard for people to do, to reach out for help. However, I think it is really important when we feel lonely or isolated that we call, for example, Friendship Line, or that you have a network of people that you can contact. But by all means, reach out to them for assistance, help, and conversation. Number two, speak your truth. And what I mean is speak your emotional truth. This is no time to be stoic. What we want to do is to be a feeling warrior and let people know how you really feel. And if you're feeling sad or anxious or lonely or missing people that you love, this is the time to tell the emotional truth. Let yourself be heard by people who care about you. Number three, sleep. Sleep is essential to good health. Disrupted sleep can trigger feelings of anxiety, and feelings of anxiety, likewise, can trigger sleep problems. What we don't want to do is be tired every day, every day, every day. We need to reach out to our primary care physician or to your friends or family and let them know about your sleep issues. Number four, eat nutritiously and exercise. Try to avoid fast foods. In some way, try to move, dance, walk, go up and down stairs, walk around the block. Feel your aliveness. Play music. Let music open your heart, just as Ensemble SF touched us in the beginning of this program. Let music increase your feeling of vitality and the importance of being alive. And number five, hold on to hope. This is perhaps the most important feeling to have during these really troubling times, that we can easily slip into feelings of hopelessness and we feel depleted. Hope, we can't live without it. And certainly during this time of COVID, we need it now. Connections are what bind us to life. And I want to thank you for your support tonight, and I wish you all the best. Good evening.
Dr. Patrick, thank you so very much. Great tips. Hope, dance, keep moving, sleep. I'm going to embrace all of those. Now, in normal times, friends, our seniors would gather at IOA, and there they get to connect in person with others, get a great meal, partake in some activities, have a friend to sit and listen to, sit with. But of course, because of COVID, this pandemic, that's all changed. So this past year, the warm meals are being delivered. So you're probably seeing the IOA vans all over, and there are drivers who are actually risking their lives because they are essential workers. They're bringing those warm meals, and every single meal goes directly to someone. We know who that meal is going to. Some of them have very special requests, and we're about to meet one of our drivers. We're also going to meet a couple of other clients as well. Some very special folk. You're going to meet Michael, one of the meal delivery drivers. Thank you, Michael. That moment when he shows up on a doorstep and that little interaction he has and the handoff for the meal and maybe a little minute-long conversation. How you doing? How's your day? It means so much to our seniors. Those on the receiving end of those meals, they look forward to that moment. They look forward to the meal and the delivery and the interaction with the likes of Michael. And we're going to meet two friends. We're going to meet Rima. Her mother receives meals. We're also going to hear from Ernestine. They all have great stories. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm a driver for the Nutrition Solutions Service for the Institute on Aging. So I'd begun probably around July, just after COVID was really starting to make a big impact, and offered to support them driving 3 days a week. It's an exciting experience. I've really enjoyed, you know, showing up for this, weekly, and the customers, the clients that I have arrived to have kind of become sort of friendly with. I mean, we're still at a distance, and some of them don't speak English, which there's this natural warmth that we've kind of grown to have together. So over this period of time, it's been really nice. You're not really sure if you're delivering to the person who actually needs the meal service for the program, or a family member, or a friend, or a caregiver. And there's one woman in particular has a new puppy, and they had given it a different name before, when I had first, seen it. And then I asked, what is because he came running up to me, sort of like jumping on me. So it's a little hard not to hug a puppy when, they're being so friendly, but his name's Lucky. And so I was like, oh, so now I have a new friend named Lucky. And so that was one of the kind of the engagement pieces. And I'm always curious if, the person that you're connecting with is the person that needs the meal service, or is it somebody in the family that's, just helping care for them. There's another gentleman too that he doesn't speak English, and he is always trying to convey, his like for the service. I know, and he doesn't know how to say thank you in English or not. But it's so interesting because I went there one day, and he keeps calling me his friend. He goes, my friend, every time he comes to the door. And one day I went to the house, and he's waving his car keys at me, and he said, he's pointing to his van, and I can obviously tell he's parked on the wrong side of the street for street sweeping that week. And he wants me to move his van to the other side of the street. And obviously, considering COVID and, safety and those kinds of things, I would absolutely do it for him. I had gloves on, complete COVID protocol. And so I, of course, just make his car take a U-turn and park it on the other side of the street. But these little kinds of things that have really just made this super special for me. And it's such an honorable program. I'm really excited to be a part of it.
If I could say one thing about the meals delivery program, is that I can always rely on the delivery. So I know that even when I'm really stressed that day, there would be enough food in the refrigerator. That even if I couldn't go out grocery shopping, I can rely on portion of meals that my mother can have, which is really a stress relief. You don't have to worry about that part. So I really appreciate that.
If I could say one thing about the meal program, I would say thank you and explain to you how very much I appreciate it, the variety and the care that is taken to deliver them. And I would say thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you can increase it, that would be much more wonderful.
Lovely to hear from Ernestine there. A little bird told me that Ernestine misses the soup when she would visit the center. So Ernestine will get you back there soon. We hope so you can get that soup. And also thinking about Rayma, taking care of 2 family members and having to go back and forth, up and down, and those meals, just knowing those meals are there, that you can worry about all the other things and not the meals. It really does make a difference. And of course, Michael, our delivery driver, again, we thank them and all those drivers giving their time, showing up and delivering these all important meals. Your giving tonight is going to ensure that IOA continues this incredible, wonderful service during COVID. The whole team has stepped up to make sure that this is a possibility, a warm meal, an interaction with a driver. And let me just tell you where your giving will go. Right now, IOA is delivering some 1,000 meals a week. That's a lot of meals, 1,000 meals a week to those who need them at this critical time. And so your giving tonight, I'd love to throw out some numbers. So $7,000, just to paint a picture. That will take care of all meal deliveries for an entire week. So if you wanted to have a massive impact tonight, think about that. $7,000, all the meals for a week. $1,000 will pay for meals for one day. Your gift of $1,000, all the meals for one day. What about that? I see some gifts coming in. I want to thank Barbara and Ron Kaufman for your gift of $1,000. Thank you. Gladys Thatcher, thank you, Gladys. Your gift of $250. Thank you. Lisa and Matthew Chanoff, thank you for your gift of $300. Keep the pledges coming. Keep the gifts coming, everybody. Jim and Jerry San Giacomo, thank you so much for your gift of $2,500. We thank you. Every single donation matters. Thank you so very much for digging deep, your big, generous hearts, making a difference here tonight. So whatever feels good in your heart, make that donation, make that pledge, click on the donate button, or you can text to 41444. That's the number 41444, and then text HOTB. Again, 41444 for a text pledge, and follow all the instructions. So this community, I knew you were going to give big tonight, and we are reaching our goal because of your giving, because of your generosity. Ada Brito, Ada, thank you for your gift. $30, that's going to have an impact. We thank you for that, Ada. Thank you. Janny and Lenny Stein, thank you so very much. A gift of $500. Thank you. Jeff Miles, thank you. A gift of $500. We thank you. Let's keep the giving going, everybody. I know we're getting close to our time here, but it's a rainy night. It's a cozy night. We're indoors. We're all huddled together. We're huddled. We're giving, and it feels so good. Yes, it does. And so, you know, as you think about giving tonight, and if you haven't yet made a pledge, think about a family member. Think about a senior in your life, someone near and dear. And think about just what it means to have the likes of IOA, Institute on Aging, showing up for one of your loved ones, the friendship line, those warm meals, dementia care, helping a family with those challenges, and so many other things. It's wonderful that we have Institute on Aging. It's wonderful that we have you and your giving hearts for making all this wonderful work happen. And we cannot say thank you enough. Have a little bit of fun before we go. I never leave home without a magnum of champagne. This is my favorite sparkling rosé. So if you've already given, thank you. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to invite you to grab your phone, give one more time. If you haven't given, make a pledge right now. And I'm going to call out the very first person that I see on the board giving right now. I'm going to give you this magnum. It's going to come to you. I'd like to say it's going to get to you in time for Valentine's. If you live in San Francisco, maybe I can drop it off. So let me see. Is there anyone who's not going to give right here, right now? Make a pledge. Any amount, give from the heart, and I'm going to have this magnum delivered to you in the next couple of days. I'm personally going to bring it to your house if you live close by. And I hope you live, don't tell me that you're in New York, because I'm not going to drive to New York. So let me see, who's going to give? And friends, as we're waiting for that name to pop up or someone to text me on my phone, I want to thank each and every one of you, your big, giving, generous hearts. Thank you for all the support over the years. And I know tonight this gathering is not the same as the gatherings you've had in the past, a new way of being together, but you showed up in the most wonderful, wonderful way. The giving was audacious and outrageous, and every little bit helped, so we thank you. So do I have someone for the Magnum? Anyone else for the Magnum? I'm going to wait for a number here. So as soon as I see someone's name up there, I'm going to shout it out. We're going to get that Magnum to you. And friends, I do want to mention everyone who made this night happen. It takes a village, and in particular, I want to thank our IOA board, the Philanthropy Committee, in particular, Sandra Simon and Audrey Sokolov. They did so much of the heavy lifting to bring us to this abundant moment tonight. It did take a village. It took the IOA village to all come together, and all of you to make this glorious night happen, this night of giving, this night of being reminded of the great impact you can have in our community, serving those most vulnerable and those most in need, and that's what you're doing. So I just got word. Emily Smith just gave a gift of $500. Emily, congratulations. I'm going to get your info. I'm going to get this to you. I'm going to try and get it to you before Sunday so you can pop this with your amore. Any last minute gifts? I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. Here we go. Anne Quaitance. Thank you, Anne. A gift of $200. Jeff Miles, a gift of $500. We thank you so very, very much. Every little donation matters, and we thank you, thank you, thank you. Also have to thank our marketing team, the staff at IOA. Thank you to Meredith, to Jacqueline, to Samantha, Katie, Danica, and Jonathan. All of you are heroes. Herculean work putting this event together. I've also got to give a little shout out to Kate, and I've got to thank the team here for keeping me safe and making this magical night happen in a virtual way. We have to thank all of our sponsors, without whom this event would, of course, not occur. So our sponsors, thank you. And of course, all of the volunteers, all the people that make the Institute on Aging the magical organization it is, serving those in need so well, steadfast in their commitment, 365 days of the year. So we thank you for that. So big hug of love to each and every one of you. Thanks for being with us. Go out there and tell your friends about Institute on Aging. And please know this whole event has been recorded. It'll be available. You'll get an email tomorrow. You can share it with your friends, and we can keep the giving going. So we're so close to our goal. We're very, very close to our goal. So let's keep the giving going, everybody. And as we leave you tonight, we are going to leave you with some music. I'm Liam Maitland. It was an absolute honor to be your host tonight. I hope we can be together in person and do this all over again next year. But for your delight and listening delectation, here is SF Ensemble, or even better, Ensemble SF. Good night.